Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a little presentation we got for Mount Toubkal, which is a trek that we're running on the 23rd to the 27th of September 2026, so over a year away. It is a ground-only trek, which I know for our Scottish supporters, this makes a huge difference because you can then organise your own flights. So everything from the accommodation on night one is included, and then the food starts from breakfast on day two, but I will go through that a little bit later. Um, oh, look, we're jammed straight away. That's not good, is it? There we go. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at who we are, who Global Adventure Challenges are. We're going to look at the challenge itinerary, going to go through some frequently asked questions. Hopefully I'll cover everything by the end, the training and the costs, and then it's open for any questions that you've got. Fiona, could I just ask if you could keep an eye on the chat if anyone wants to jot anything down in the chat?
Yeah,
Then we can come back to that at the end if that's okay. Okay, so who are Global Adventure Challenges? So we've been operating now for over 20 years, worked alongside over 1,500 different charities and helped to raise in excess of £50 million through the provision of overseas challenges, treks and cycles, which is just an amazing amount. We're currently operating in over 36 countries worldwide, and we are covered through the Travel Vault. So what that means is if we got into any difficulty at all, then you would be financially covered for your deposits and your challenge balances if we were to fail in any way. But that ain't going to happen. But it's nice to know, isn't it, that that cover is there. So before I go on to the challenge itinerary, I just want to just go through a few things with you. So firstly, we do take guidance from the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office that all the countries we travel to are safe to travel. So if anything happened, there was any unrest or, anything like COVID happened again, which I'm sure it won't, that if we had to cancel or postpone the challenge, it would be at no cost to yourselves. So you would be offered another date or another challenge, or we would refund any money that you paid out if we had to cancel. So Global Adventure Challenges, there is a little bit of a clue in the name, as in that it's challenges, it's not holiday. So the challenges are going to take you out of your comfort zone in some way, whether that is because you're going to be climbing a mountain, whether it's that you're going to go up to altitude, perhaps it's that you're going to be going abroad by yourself and you've never ever done that before. So there's a lot of ways that it's going to take you out your comfort zone, and that is the beauty of the challenges. It could be as well that you don't know anyone apart from the people in CHAS and you're really worried. Honestly, it's this is kind of part of the ethos of the challenge. So primarily, if you were to register tonight, your sole objective when you get out to Marrakesh is that you want to conquer Mount Toubkal. You want to get to the summit, come back down, celebrate it, and then come back home. You're made up. When you get there and at that first night's hotel and you start to meet everyone and chat to everyone, and then really kind of get into those participants' world as to why they're taking part in the challenge, that ethos changes. And suddenly you're there as a group and you're wanting everyone in that group to succeed. And there could be times when you're perhaps on your ascent and you're really struggling and your feet are killing you, like how much longer is it to go? And then someone comes up next to you with a packet of jelly babies and goes, come on, you can do it, you can do it, you really can. And then coming back down, the person who offered the jelly babies is slipping and sliding on the scree and they've really had enough. And you're there to say, do you know what? You got the jelly babies, but I've got the mint humbugs. Do you want a mint humbug? Come on, we can do this together. And it really does make a massive, massive, massive difference. To say challenges are life changing is it's an understatement. It really, really is. And you will meet friends for life. There is no two ways about it. Okay, so let's get on with the actual itinerary. So day one, you're going to make your own way to Marrakesh. and then we're going to meet at our hotel for the first night. The currency in Marrakesh is the dirham. You can get it from any London airport, or you can get it from the airport in Marrakesh, or there's ATMs in Marrakesh as well. So we're asking you to get to the hotel for no later than 5 o'clock, and then you're going to meet your challenge leader. He or she will book you onto the event, and then whether you're having dinner at the hotel, you might be having dinner somewhere else that night. There will be then a briefing about the challenge ahead. And what you're going to find is probably each day there will be a briefing as well. But this will be general as to how the challenge is going to go, who your ground handlers are. I would imagine they would be there at this point for you to get introduced to. Okay, so day 2 is the first day of your trekking. The weather in Marrakesh, daytime, you're going to be looking at 30 to 35, but on the mountains, it's 15 to 30. Nighttime in Marrakesh, you're going to be looking at about 15 to 25, so still warm evenings in Marrakesh. Whereas on the mountain, you're going to be looking from 0 to 10, so it's going to be cold on that mountain. We recommend as well that you take your belongings in a soft hold-all. And the reason why this is it's going to be transported on mules. And we don't want any sharp suitcases or things like that that will dig in. So we do operate what we call a 3-bag policy. So what that means is you might go out there perhaps with a suitcase, but you're going to take a hold-all with you, and then you're going to have a day pack. You can leave your main luggage in the hotel. That's quite fine to do that. And put what you need on the trek in the soft hold-all that will go on the mule's backs. Okay. Then you're going to be carrying your own day pack that will have perhaps some waterproofs in it, some your actual water that you're going to be drinking in it. It's going to have any snacks that you want, your own personal first aid kit as well, and perhaps some layers, depending on which day it is. So the trekking distance today, you're doing 10k, but it's going to take you 5 to 7 hours. And the altitude at the end of the day, you're going to have reached 3,210 meters. Okay, so you're going to be up at high altitude by the end of the day. So first of all, what you're going to be doing is there's going to be a bus, and it's going to take you from the hotel to the Berber village of Imlil. And that's where the mules are going to meet you for the actual trek itself. So all your luggage will then get boarded onto the mules, and you're going to begin your trek. So you're going to be starting at about 1,740 meters. It's a gradual climb to start off with, okay, quite grassy, as well as there's grassy areas, there's shale areas. You're not going to hit the boulders and the scree really until tomorrow. Okay, but there are going to be some rocks on the way. So you're going to be seeing as well in the distance that famous white mosque as you go up, and then you're going to get to the campsite, okay, at the hut. And that's going to be your base basically for the next 2 nights. Now, what we do is we pair everyone up. It's a twin share basis. So at the hotel, it's 2 in the room. In the actual campsite itself, it's 2 to the tent. Okay. We do supply ground mats, but you need to take your own really warm, you want to be snug at night, sleeping bag with you. You can request a room share. So if you're going with a friend, you can request that. But do let us know as soon as possible any shares that you want. Okay. So day 3 is the summit day, and you're going to be going now up to 4,167 meters in altitude. Okay, so to put it into perspective, and I'm going to turn to my notes here because I made some notes before I came on. If you're looking at the UK mountains, so we'll go with Ben Nevis because that's the nearest one to you, that's 1,345, and you're going up to 4,167. If you've ever thought about going doing the Inca Trail, you go up to Dead Woman's Pass, and that's 4,215 meters. Killy is the highest. We're at 5,895 meters, and Everest Base Camp is 5,364 meters. So it just gives you an idea of how high and how awesome this challenge is going to be. And you're doing it over a long weekend, so you're not going to be away from home for loads of time. Okay, so on your ascent up, it's quite green to start off with, okay, but then it's the scree. And you will know, I'm sure you've all walked on scree before, it can be a bit of a pain, because sometimes you'll feel like you're not getting anywhere if it's a little bit slippy in parts. So that can be quite tough on your legs. But as you get higher, you're going to see the high Atlas Mountains, and we have got some photos of it, and they are just stunning. You can see there in the background how beautiful it is, but you can also see the scree and the boulders that you're going to be walking over. So today is the toughest day, and the big thing is that the higher you get, the colder it's going to get. So you will need your layers, okay? And you are going to need a woolly hat. You're going to think, why am I going to need a woolly hat going to Marrakesh? But trust me, on summit day, you are going to need it. Okay, more views, absolutely stunning. And there you go, at the summit. But unfortunately, when you've gone up, you've then got to come back down. And that's a bit that quite often we forget. If you use poles, poles are fabulous for coming back down. They take that pressure off your knee and they just give you that little bit more support as well. Okay, so there is the descent. Again, it gives you an idea of the type of terrain that you're going to be traveling on. Water, I didn't mention before, you're limited to 3 litres of water a day. So you're going to probably start with 2 litres and then you get topped up at lunchtime, another litre. You will get more water at your meals as well, or more to drink at meals, should I say. But you're going to be carrying over the course of the day 3 litres of water. So we're going to provide the mineral water for you to take with you. It's quite safe to drink, but don't drink the water at the hotels. So if you're having a shower, keep your mouth closed. Okay, really important. And use a bottle of water to brush your teeth with as well. Okay, so we're going to be coming down to the campsite again, which is at Nelta Hut. And then day 4, we're going to be going from Nelta Hut to Marrakesh. So to give you a typical idea of the day, you're going to be getting up about 5:30, 6:30 in the morning. So really early starts. You're going to have breakfast. Breakfast could be eggs, pancakes, porridge, something like that. Then you'll stop for lunch about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Back in camp probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then your evening meal could be anywhere between 5 and 7. Okay. Typical meals when you're out there is things like tagines, all sorts of cooked in tagines. It is the most beautiful food imaginable. It really is. And how they can cook such amazing food on the side of a mountain always baffles me. If you've got any dietary requirements, so long as we know in advance, we can cater for them. But please don't tell us when you're there that you're vegetarian or pescatarian, because we might just not be able to. So as much warning as you can, and we will be able to help you with that. There aren't any rest stops planned, so it's really important that if you are feeling tired, you just say to the guide or the challenge leader, I'm feeling tired, can we take a stop? And they can stop as often as you want. It's a very, very slow trek, because if you're trekking at altitude, the idea is you walk slowly. So it's not a problem at all. Just say to the guides when you want a rest. And basically, our stop times are governed by the group, and it's what the group wants, rather than, okay, well, we're going to stop for a break at 10 o'clock, and then there'll be another break at 11:30. It's as you want to. So day 4, let's get back to it. We're coming back down. It's going to take about 4 to 6 hours to get back down to Marrakesh. Okay, another amazing photograph of the scenery. So after breakfast, you're going to come back down. When you get to the bottom, you're going to be saying goodbye to your muleteers, those people that have been looking after you, those guides on the mountain as well. Goodbye to your cooks. They've only looked after you for a few days, but they have looked after you really, really well. And then you're going to get back into the bus and get bus back to the hotel. Um, that evening, day 4, oh, we've missed a bit, I don't know how. Day 4 as well, you're going to have a celebratory meal. To celebrate your achievements, you're going to get a medal from us for actually taking part for summiting Mount Toubkal. We want to reward you with that and go away with that keepsake, and so that you can show everyone, especially anyone who wants to sponsor you within your fundraiser, show them that medal, show them what you've achieved, and you've done it all for CHAS. It's an amazing achievement. So day 5, after breakfast, you are going to be saying your goodbyes, and then you're going to continue with your onward journey. Now, that onward journey might be that you're going to stay on for a few days afterwards. It'll depend how you've organised your own flights. But day 5 is the end of our challenge event. Okay, so frequently asked questions. Is this challenge for me? And how fit do I need to be? So the challenges are really open for everyone, so long as you can do the right training. So you are going to have to be good on your feet. There are going to be long days. You're going to be traveling about 26k. You're going to be walking, and it's going to be hot. When you're climbing up, not when you're at summer, but the rest of the time, it's going to be hot. It's going to be very dusty. Yeah, it's a tough challenge. Don't underestimate it, because it is only 5 days. What we know is that people who train well will enjoy it far more than people who don't train at all. So do I need any specialist kit? I would always recommend a good pair of walking boots that supports you around the ankle. Trainers, walking trainers, people do use them. I would just always recommend that support for your ankle. You might need some poles. You will need a day pack. And apart from that, probably just your walking clothes that you would have if you went out for a walk from home, just those layers, making sure you got waterproofs with you, a good woolly hat, and then that good sleeping bag. Do I carry my own luggage? We've already covered that. So you're only going to be carrying your day pack. What sort of backup is there? So you've got a GAC leader who will be meeting you at the hotel, and they are going to be checking you in. They're going to be kind of like the go-between between yourselves and the ground crew out there. The ground crew out there we have worked with for, I would say, probably in excess of 16 years. They are amazing. We know them really well. They know us really well. I would trust them with anything. I haven't actually personally taken part on the Mount Toubkal trek, but I have taken part on the Sahara trek, and it is the same ground crew, and they are absolutely amazing, which is why I speak firsthand that the food is awesome. So you've got those ground crew, they know everywhere, they know that region, they know it so well. You've also got your chefs, and you've got your muleteers as well, who will be looking after all your bags and getting you into camp. Your GAC leader as well is 16-hour outdoor first aid qualified, and they will be carrying a comprehensive first aid kit. But we do recommend that you carry your own first aid, whatever that might be. For example, I have asthma, so I always have an inhaler with me. Those personal things that you might need, some blister plasters, you might need some of those in your kit as well. What happens if I get tired? We've already spoke about that. You just tell someone, and they will arrange a break. It's not about going fast on this challenge. What's it cost to join? I'm going to be covering that in a moment, and what's included and not included we're going to go on to. Okay, so the training and the costs. We strongly advise that participants train in the lead up to the challenge, and the best training you do is go out walking. If you haven't got a mountain near to you or hills near to you, I'm sure that you're all from up north and there's lots of hills everywhere. But you need that type of terrain. And if you haven't got a hill, then lots of steps and stairs in the house will do fine. Um, you will find it a benefit. It's totally different muscles to walking on the flat. And so I would recommend getting your boots on, doing lots of hill training where you can, up and down, and carry your backpack and carry those 3 litres of water, 2 litres, and your kit that you'll have in there as well. Just get used to it. Get used to it, how it feels. Get used to the fitting on your shoulders, on your waist, knowing that you can undo one strap and it'll take the weight on the other. Try to train on consecutive days as well, because it's really important. You know what it feels like to get up with tired legs and to keep on going. Again, where people can go wrong, they can go out and do one long day at the weekends, and then that's it. They think, well, that's okay. I've got my steps in. I've got my miles in. I'll be fine. It really is important to go out on 2 days. And remember, these are challenges. They're not races. It's about you completing it at your pace and not try to come in first. It's not about the quickest and the best. It's about that team spirit and you all achieving it together and getting that photo from summit. You will just be buzzing, absolutely buzzing. So what are the costs? So the registration fee to register on the challenge is 199, and I will come back to that in a moment. Then there are 2 options. You can either go for a minimum sponsorship, and what this is you are pledging to raise £1,300, £1,300. If you can do that, CHAS will then pay for your place on the challenge. Okay. But, and there is always a but, we want you to raise 80% of that by, I will give you the date now, by the 22nd of July. Okay, so 80% of that 1,300 needs to be in by the 22nd of July, and CHAS will then pay your place on the event. Or you could go for option B. The registration fee is exactly the same, but you're going to be paying your challenge balance of 650 yourselves and then raising whatever you can for CHAS. What I will say is if you go for the minimum sponsorship and it's getting nearer the time and you feel, do you know what, I'm just not going to do this, it's putting a lot of pressure on me, you can either top the funding up yourself or you can move over to option B, self-fund. That's not a problem at all. So what's included? Okay, so before you challenge, you get your own personalised account hub that houses all your information that you need. So straight away, as soon as you register, you would get some information straight away on training. You get a training guide in there. You would get an itinerary. Do you know what? I'm trying to remember this and I wrote it all down in front of me. That's really stupid, that, isn't it? I really should read what I write. You're going to get further information, so detailed about the challenge yourself. You're also going to get a kit list of what you're going to need, a little bit of fundraising advice, but we're not the experts in that, and that's where Fiona and Holly will come in for you. You will also get a dedicated customer care team. Now, we pride ourselves that we are there to answer the phone for you throughout the day. Our office is open at 9 and we close at 5. You can phone us at any time and you will get through to one of the customer care team. And we aim to answer emails within 48 working hours. So we are really, really good, and that support is there for you as well. On that account hub that you get, in the welcome letter that you get, it will have a time frame of when to expect more information from us. So at 16 weeks, you'll get an important reminder document, and that will remind you to take out travel insurance if you haven't done it already. I would strongly recommend that you take it out at the time of registering, and you need to make sure as well that you are covered for the altitude that you're climbing to, and you're covered for repatriation. If anything happens, we can get a helicopter to you. You know, if you were to stumble and fall and break an ankle, we can get a helicopter to you, but you need to be covered on that for your insurance. That's really, really important. In the important reminders as well, it's just going to, remind you, have you filled out all your passport details? Have you filled out the next of kin details? You are required to fill a medical questionnaire. Have you done that? So it's just reminding you about all those things. And if you haven't got your flight information by then, it will be there, and also your accommodation. Then 2 weeks before the challenge is the next time you're going to get information from us, and that's the final joining instructions. So that will be who your challenge leader is, their phone number, and what time they will be meeting you at the hotel, and whereabouts in the hotel they're going to be meeting you as well. So what's included on your challenge? So 4 nights accommodation, 2 nights in a hotel, and 2 nights camping. The hotels are basic. They're not kind of are what they're equivalent to. Probably something like an Ibis, a basic hotel. They're clean. I think they are lovely out there, but please don't expect Hilton or something like that. It's not that. So all the meals on the trek, including the celebratory dinner, so they start from breakfast on day 2, right through to breakfast on day 5. All your safe drinking water whilst you're trekking. You've got your ground team of porters, cooks, and professional English-speaking guides, and they are so well experienced on Mount Toubkal. And then you've got our challenge leader as well. Your trekking permits are all included, your tents, your camping equipment, the toilet facilities. Okay, so there will be a toilet set up for you in camp. There are also toilets in the hut. They are not European toilets. Okay, remember, this is a challenge. And when you are out walking, it is the great outdoors. At the end of it, you're going to get a challenge medal, and you're also going to get a 24-hour emergency on-call team. So whenever our challenges go out, we have a member of staff that is available specifically for that challenge, that you can give that number to your nearest and dearest. And if they need to get in touch with you, they can do. So that's always that peace of mind that they can get in touch. So what's not included? There are no flights included. Okay, this is where you are going to be sourcing your own flights. Sleeping bags aren't included. Your personal trekking kit isn't. Travel insurance isn't included. Alcoholic drinks aren't included. Tips and gratuities aren't included. And then on day 1, lunch and dinner, that would depend what time you got to the hotel. If you got to the hotel in time for dinner and you wanted to have it with everyone else, then obviously you would need to pay for that. But your accommodation on day 1 is included. Okay. Is there any questions?
I have a question.
Go on, Fiona.
Do you know yet what time flights need to arrive by on that day, or is it just any time because there's nothing set on that day, the first day?
Any time at all, just get into the hotel for 5 o'clock. So it's not like the Sahara that I know some of your supporters have done before, where we need to get you there very, very early in the morning to get you over the high Atlas Mountains. You're actually climbing in the high Atlas Mountains this time, so you don't have that trek. So any time at all, you could even get there the day before and have a night in Marrakesh if you wanted to. But no, around 5 o'clock is what we're saying.
Perfect. And then on the way home, is it any time that day as well?
Yeah, so we're going to say goodbye at breakfast, and then anytime after that, again, you might decide that you want to stay on and have a day bartering in the souks or another night in Marrakesh. That is entirely up to you.
Fab. Just wanted to check that because I think, yeah, most challenges people struggle with flights from Scotland to get onto the main flight. So that's why we've picked one where people can book their own flights and have a wee bit of a holiday around the trek if they
Yeah.
so wish.
Do you know what? There is nothing better than after trekking up a mountain and back down again to have a nice couple of days at a hotel with a swimming pool. And a glass of something next to you, nice and cold. It's well deserved, definitely well deserved. Anything else, guys? No, I'm just gonna. There probably will be, won't there? Okay, so because you're here tonight and you've sat through our very short presentation, but it'll give you more of an insight as to what you're going to be taking on. If you register by midnight on the 1st of July, so you've got a week to register, you can get 15% off your registration by using the code DISC15OFF at your checkout, and that will bring your registration down to 169.15. And if you scan that QR code, it'll take you directly to the registration. Anything else? Can I stop recording? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just going to say